My beloved child. Before you take another step into the rush of this world, pause. Just for a moment, let the noise fall away. Let the urgent voices around you grow quiet. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Let your breath come slow. Because in this stillness, I want to speak to you. Not a passing word. Not something you'll scroll past and forget. But something meant for your heart, in this exact season of your life. I have been watching you. I have seen the weight you carry behind your smile. I have heard the prayers you whispered in the dark when no one else was awake. I have seen the moments you held yourself together, even when you were breaking. And I want you to know this, none of it was invisible to me. Not one tear. Not one sleepless night. Not one moment of trying when everything in you wanted to give up. I see you. I have always seen you. And what I am about to tell you is not a coincidence. It is a message sent directly from heaven, to arrive at this precise moment of your journey. A movement is forming in the unseen realm. A sacred shift, quiet, but powerful, is drawing near to your life. What is coming is not disaster. It is not punishment. It is not what you fear. What is coming is an awakening of grace. I am calling you into a stretch of road you have never walked before. A path you could not have mapped on your own. A door you never knew existed. And yes, it may look unfamiliar. It may feel uncertain. But I want you to prepare your soul with faith, not with fear. You have spent so much energy trying to hold everything together. Making plans. Calculating outcomes. Trying to control what comes next. And I understand why. This world teaches you that control is safety. But here is what I need you to hear. It is precisely when you let go, when you stop white-knuckling your own life, that my power has room to move. When you have no footing on the earth, you discover that I am the solid rock your soul has always needed. What you call a crisis, I often call a doorway. What looks like a dead end to your eyes, I can see is simply a curtain, waiting to be drawn back to reveal a new way forward. The walls you have been staring at were never the end of your story. They were only the edge of the chapter you could see. My story for your life goes much further than that. Even when the light seems to die out entirely, I am still there, like a hidden flame burning through the deepest night. I have never once left your side. And I am not about to start now. Let me tell you about a night on the Sea of Galilee. The disciples had climbed into a boat in the darkness. They were crossing the water, experienced fishermen, men who knew the sea. But in the middle of the night, the wind rose violently. Waves surged. The boat groaned. And even these seasoned sailors began to shake with fear. They thought it was over. They thought the storm was going to swallow them whole. And then they saw something impossible. A figure, walking on the water, moving toward them through the waves. Their first instinct was terror. They thought it was a ghost, because their minds could not make room for what their eyes were seeing. But then the voice came through the wind. Take courage. It is I, don't be afraid. And Peter, impulsive, passionate, barely thinking, said something extraordinary. He said, Lord, if it is really you, tell me to come to you on the water. One word came back, come. And Peter stepped out of the boat. In the middle of a storm. In the dark. On the open sea. And he walked on water. The miracle did not happen in the calm. It happened in the storm. When the human heart dared to believe. Peter only began to sink when he shifted his gaze from Jesus to the waves. When he started calculating the danger instead of focusing on the presence. My child, I tell you this story because I know what storms you are walking through. I know the waves that are rising around you right now. I know the wind that is making your heart tremble. But I am asking you the same thing I asked Peter. Stop looking at the waves. Look at me. The trials you are facing are not signs of failure. The enemy may believe that adversity will crush you. But I can turn those very things into the foundation of your restoration. The stones others have thrown onto your path, I can set back in place as steps. Want you to do something for a moment. I want you to look back. Not to dwell in the past, but to see the evidence that is already there. There were days when you were certain you could not rise again. Days so dark you could not see your own hand in front of you. And yet, you rose. There were moments you were absolutely certain every door had closed. That there was no way forward. No answer. No hope left. And yet, I opened another way. One you had never seen before. That was not luck. That was not coincidence. That was me. I have been present in every single step you have taken. Even in the seasons when you could not feel me there. Even in the silence. Even in the confusion. Even in the grief. I was there. I am not only the God of miracles in the distant past. And I am not some far-off hope waiting at the end of your life. I am the God who is actively working in your life right now. In this moment. In this season. In this very hour. Even as you listen to these words. I am arranging things your eyes cannot yet see. Encounters that will change your direction. Doors that will open at the precise right time. Turns in the road that one day, one beautiful day, you will look back on with deep and overwhelming gratitude. Promises I spoke over your life long ago, they have not been forgotten. I do not forget promises. In the appointed time, every one of them will bloom. I am shaking the walls of delay even now. What has seemed stuck and silent is beginning to move. You are not fighting alone on this journey. Divine help is going before you, clearing the road for the footsteps you are about to place. I need to tell you something about what it means to stand firm. Standing firm in faith is not the condition of an unfeeling stone that never shakes. It is not numbness. It is not pretending everything is fine when it isn't. It is more like an ancient tree, rooted deep beside living water. The wind may make its branches tremble violently. The storm may bend its trunk until it seems it might break. But the roots hold fast. The tree does not come out of the ground. That is what I am asking of you. Not that you are never tested. Not that you never shake. But that even when everything around you seems to collapse, your soul does not leave my foundation. You always come back to me. There will be times when the fog is so thick you cannot see the path ahead. You will want me to explain everything at once. You will want me to pull back the curtain so you can see what happens next. But here is something important I want you to understand. If you could see every step clearly, you would walk in your own confidence. And my goal is not for you to be confident in yourself. My goal is for you to know me. When you cannot see, you hold my hand. And in that moment, the bond between us grows deeper than at any other time. What you call delay, I often call preparation. A preparation for something better than you can yet imagine. Think of a seed buried deep in dark soil. For weeks, it looks like nothing is happening. The ground is bare, silent. Yet beneath that darkness, life is quietly forming. And when the appointed time arrives, a green shoot breaks through. And suddenly everyone can see what has been growing all along. You are that seed. The silence in your life is not emptiness. It is preparation. Faith is not your ability to grasp every detail of tomorrow. Faith is your willingness to keep walking, even when you cannot yet see the entire road. There is a story in the ancient scriptures about the prophet Elijah. He had been running. He was exhausted and depleted. He had nothing left. He sat down under a tree and told God he was done. He felt like a failure. He felt utterly alone. And he made his way to a mountain cave and waited. A great wind came, so violent it tore the mountains and shattered the rocks. But I was not in the wind. After the wind, an earthquake shook the ground. But I was not in the earthquake. Then a fire blazed. But I was not in the fire either. And then, after the fire, came a gentle whisper. A still, small voice. And in that quiet, Elijah recognized me. This is what I want you to hear today. I do not always show up in the thunderous things. I often reveal myself through a soft breath within your heart. And only those who will stop, who will listen with the soul, will recognize that call. In the days when you feel as though I am silent, I am actually working in depths your eyes cannot reach. The prayers you whisper in the night do not vanish into empty air. They fly like arrows of light straight to the throne of grace. And heaven takes notice of every single word you speak. So when you look at your circumstances and feel like darkness is closing in, do not be quick to conclude that the light has vanished. No night lasts forever. I am the Lord of the radiant morning. And the dawn is always coming. Do not only want you to wait for wondrous things to happen. I am inviting you to participate in what I am doing. You are not a spectator watching miracles from the sidelines. You are part of the story I am writing. Every prayer you whisper is a line in the book of grace. Every time you choose to forgive someone who wounded you, you are breaking a chain in the unseen realm. Every time you choose love over resentment, a new door opens for the flow of blessing. You may think these small choices change nothing, but in the spiritual realm, they reverberate like a bell. Your faith is like the mustard seed I once spoke about. Small in the eyes of the world. Yet when planted in good soil, it becomes a great tree. And others find shelter under its branches. As you hold that faith steady, you are not only changing yourself. You are opening doors for goodness to spread to everyone around you. And I want you to know, you are close. Closer than you think to the breakthrough. Closer than you feel to the dawn. So my beloved child, let me leave you with this. Do not let fear take the place in your heart that belongs to faith. You will pass through deep waters, and you will not be drowned. You will walk through burning fire, and you will not be consumed. What once stood against you will become a launchpad for something greater. The wounds you carry will become witnesses of healing. The trials you have endured will become stories of victory. The tears you have shed will be turned into the oil of joy. I am transforming the broken pieces into a complete picture of grace. You may not yet see the whole picture, but I do. And I am leading you, step by step, to finish what I began in your life. Let your heart be still. For I am at work. I am turning chaos into harmony, darkness into dawn, and your difficult journey into a living testimony of my power and my everlasting love. I love you, my child. And I always will.